analogies to help people understand. My favorite analogy for social media is this idea that you are throwing a party. So think of Twitter, think of Facebook. People show up at a party, they drink the liquor, they enjoy the food, they enjoy the entertainment, they have a fun time. That's using social media. Many of us are users of social media. We use Facebook, we use Instagram, etc. Now, that's different than throwing the party. Throwing the party is really different. You have to have invitations. You have to figure out what food you're going to serve. It has to be really good. It has to be yummy, yummy, or they'll leave, or they'll get bored. You have to be ready for people who get a little out of hand. You've got all these things, these tips and tricks and tools in your magic box of party thrower genius stuff that you've got to know how to use and how to do. So there's a lot of confusion in social media because everyone thinks they can do it, but that's not the same. Everybody can show up for a party, but only a few people can really throw really good, amazing parties. So I like to think of that as an analogy. We're going to go through some of the tips and tools and tricks, and I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that we are learning how to throw amazing parties on social media. Okay, so let's talk about content. Number one, as we sort of go through our list, and again, click on the YouTube link there to get the materials, including the amazing 2016 edition of the Toolbook for Social Media. So you got to have content. You got to have your own content, and you have to have other people's content to share. You got to keep the party going. You got to keep the food. You got to keep the entertainment going. So let's look at some tools that I use that I really like here. So tool number one, I want you all to go to feedly.com. You can integrate this with Google. You can integrate with Facebook. Doesn't really matter. But here's what you can do with Feedly. Go to feedly.com. It runs on the desktop. It also runs on your phone. And I'm real big in the SEO area, so I can go into my SEO category here on Feedly, and I can go, oh wow, here's a cool article on linking internally and SEO Moz, which is a big producer of content, and oh, it's such a great video, and I just love it. So I can go from my Feedly where I've organized. You can see here on Feedly, let me show you with my little highlighter here. You can see I've got a whole section on search engine optimization, and then it's sort of like my own private magazine, and then I can find interesting content, which Feedly has pulled for me. So a little homework on my part to build that category index. And then, wow, here's a great article from moz.com, and they're talking about links and how links should be used or should not be used. Now, here's what's cool about this. So I'm going to copy that URL. Let's pretend, for the sake of argument, that I've actually read this. And then I'm going to go over to another tool I want to share with you, which is Hootsuite. Excellent tool, free for the first 3 social media, I believe, you can put into the tool. So I'm going to log into my Hootsuite, and I'm going to go into my Hootsuite, and I'm going to say something I'm going to share on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, etc. And I'm going to say internal and external links. Watch this incredible video from Moz. And then I'm going to put the link down here, and I'm going to hit shrink. And now here's what's even cooler. So I can schedule this. So I'm going to be at Social Media World this coming week. I'm going to put the 18th Monday, and I'm going to put like I'm super working at 3:25 p.m. and I'm going to hit schedule. So think of your process. I found some cool content with Feedly that I can share with my audience, keep them engaged, keep them interested. I put it into Hootsuite, and then I schedule it, and you'll see here, here's my scheduling. So at 9 a.m. on Monday, I'm going to have a little tweet, a little share there on social media about Google AdWords. And then at 3:25 p.m., I'm going to share that article I just found on the Moz website through Feedly. So think of your party. You got to keep the food going. You got to keep the sharing going. So you want to have other people's content to share. Now, next tool. Really cool tool, BuzzSumo. Again, it's got a free version, it's got a paid version. I have the paid version of BuzzSumo. So I'm going to log in, and let's say I'm a producer of baby food, and I want to know what are people sharing on baby food. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to put quote baby food. And again, look at the toolbook. You can get this tool for yourself, and I'm going to hit search. So what I've done here, and let me zoom in here a little bit. So I've put in my keyword, baby food, into BuzzSumo. I've hit search, and then it tells me the highest shares. So this article here in the last year got 215,000 shares on Pinterest. Homemade baby food got 89,000 shares on Pinterest. Also tells me which network is the most important for my keyword community. Now, what's cool about this is this tells me what people want to read, enjoy, consume on social media. So BuzzSumo gives you insights into what your customers want to engage with. Hence, you can create content that can be very competitive with the content that people like to share. What else can you do? You can say, gosh, what is trending in the exciting world of baby food? And I can see that the FDA is trying to limit arsenic in baby food. Who would have thought? That is trending in the last week with 334 shares, of which 331s are on Facebook. So you can use BuzzSumo to also see what's trending, get ahead of the trend, share that, look cool. Again, behind the scenes, this is a tool to make yourself look really systematic, really awesome, really engaged with your audience. So sort of area number one, content marketing. What are we going to produce in a timely way, in a systematic way to keep feeding that party, that social media party that we're producing with interesting, yummy, yummy content. So those are three really awesome tools that I highly recommend. Let's talk about blogging. So blogging is probably the most common type of content that you're going to produce as somebody who's using Facebook, Twitter, etc., LinkedIn. You need to blog. Now, everybody gets writer's block. Everybody. I get writer's block. Everybody gets block. So let's look at this tool, and let's click out of those guys over here. So let's say I'm going to write a blog article on something, I don't know, let's say I work for an industrial fan manufacturer. Boring. So I'm going to put in here industrial fans, right? But hey, they pay the bills. So I'm going to think, God, what can I possibly blog about that would be interesting, that would be timely, that have some sort of sex appeal that could be shared on social media. So I put my keyword, my content, my theme that I want to talk about into the tool, and it gives me a great idea what Wikipedia can't tell you about industrial fans. So, hey, note to yourself, Jason, you got to say something timely. You got to say something unusual that people haven't thought of. Who would have thought? Click that guy. Oh, I get a lot of other fun sort of ideas for my blog. True facts about Justin Bieber's love of industrial fans. How industrial fans made me a better person. So this is a way you can cycle through some ideas as you work with your bloggers or you blog yourself. Similar tool to that is the HubSpot blog topic generator. You put in a few of your keyword themes for social media, and it helps you get through your writer's block. Now, related, everybody wants images, memes. Memes are so great to share on social media. So you need a meme. Gosh, I can have a meme. I'm going to go into the meme generator, and I'm going to go meme images. And everybody loves Grumpy Cat. So I'm going to click on Grumpy Cat, and I'm going to put in here, social media marketing is a party. And then I'm going to put, and I hate parties. And then I'm going to choose my English is English, my language is English, and then I'm going to hit generate. So now within seconds, I've got something fun in terms of the memes that I can share on Instagram, for instance. I can share it on Facebook, which is very visual. Within milliseconds of that idea, I've got this awesome free meme. Now, right-click, save image as, and you can literally save that down. I saved it earlier as grumpycat.com. Now I've got something I can upload, etc., to my Facebook, to my Instagram. So meme generator, a great way to generate fun, free memes so you have visual items to share, especially on those social media like Instagram, like Facebook, that are very image friendly. All right, so let's move down our tour here, and I know it's a lot of information. You can register and get the social media toolbook. You can also see all the links. You can replay the video. You can just go crazy. Let's talk about Facebook. Facebook, biggest social media, right? Everybody loves Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. It's the 800-pound gorilla of social media. Are you doing a good job on Facebook? Who knows, right? I was like, gosh, I want some advice. Am I doing a good job? Am I doing a bad job? What should I do differently? What should I do better? I'm not sure. So let's click over to Likealizer. So Likealizer allows you to put your own Facebook page into the tool or the Facebook page of a competitor, and it will analyze that for you. So I put in here the White House, and I put in here America First Credit Union. So now I'm going through the White House, and it's going to give me recommendations. like how long my posts are. Maybe my posts are a little bit too long. It gives me, hey, you should ask more questions. So you put your Facebook page into the Leica laser, it generates a little analysis of what you're doing well, what you're doing poorly, gives you some food for thought for how you can improve your Facebook page for your business. So that's for the White House. I also did it for America First Credit Union, which is obviously just a business. No connection between me and the business. I just chose it as an interesting one. And it gives me some feedback of what I'm doing, even timing, for instance, like Mary, how much timing you should post, when you should post for better results. So Likealizer, super cool kind of analysis tool for your Facebook. All right, let's talk about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, useful as a person to look for a job, to look for a better career, all that kind of fun stuff. And or as a company, you want to post to LinkedIn, you want to share stuff on LinkedIn, you want to promote yourself, especially if you're business to business. LinkedIn is the network to use for B2B, especially professional services, things like CPAs, web design, etc. Now, LinkedIn has a really cool offering called Pulse. And you as an individual or the employee or the CEO, you can post to Pulse. So post to Pulse. And LinkedIn is really keen to promote this. So it will share that content across the LinkedIn system, not only with people that are connected to you on LinkedIn, but basically people are interested in that topic. So you can tag things that you produce. I can tag it accounting, I can tag it CPA, I can tag it bookkeeping. Oh gosh, that's interesting. I can tag it web design, I can tag it Joomla, and people who are interested in Joomla, the web platform, would hopefully see this in their LinkedIn. So LinkedIn Pulse. Now I have a link here to my own shameless LinkedIn profile. And I just want to show out, this is my public profile. You can Google Jason McDonald. You'll see me on Google and my LinkedIn profile. And here's some of the posts that I've produced. And I can go into all the posts that I produced on Pulse. And here's what's cool. Go down and look at one of my earlier ones. Like I think my best one ever was my Twitter tools. So about a year ago, I posted this on Top 10 Free for Twitters. Top 10 Free Tools for Twitter. And let me zoom in here. And I just want to show you a couple little features here. So you can see here the view count. So this is how many people viewed it, how many people liked it, how many people commented on it. And the average user can follow me on LinkedIn as sort of a blogger. So it's sort of an internal blogging platform on LinkedIn that you, your employees, your CEO, your director of marketing, whoever, can post to. Obviously, post good content. It's a party, not a prison. So interesting, fun, cool content that's more B2B, more business to business. And you can build your following on LinkedIn in that way. So it's really awesome. LinkedIn is doing a lot to promote it, and it's free. A really cool opportunity. All right, let's talk a little bit about local. So I'm a huge, huge, huge believer that local is a part of social media that's often forgotten. People don't think of Yelp, Google Local as local social media tools. However, let's go to Google and type in pizza, me hungry, me want pizza. And let's notice the review count, right? So people are going to make choices. Pizza, San Francisco, they're going to be on their phone, they're going to Google, and they're going to make a choice and say, this must be good. 123 reviews there. See that right there? So as the business owner, if local matters to you, you've got to get reviews. You've got to encourage reviews. Google has not made it easy to create a URL to share with your consumer. Hey, here's where you go to review za pizza, for instance. That looks really good. Russian pizza, that I'm totally got to go there. All right, so how do you do this? There's a tool. So let me show you this really nifty tool. And this is especially for Google Local. So Yelp is a different animal. This is a Google tool. So I'm going to put in JM Internet Group and San Jose, which is where our address is. So I'm going to put JM Internet Group, San Jose. And then this tool is going to go pull all that data from Google. And it's going to create the unique URLs that I need to share with my customer base. Now here's what's funny. Look at that enormous URL. I like to open it in search results. I think that's the best way. You can do it in Maps on Android or Apple. You can also Maps in the browser. So I want to have something I can give, print on a postcard, give to my consumer, my person who's eating my pizza. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go over to another tool. I'll go to tinyurl.com, which is a free shortener. And I'm going to put in that enormously ugly and horrible Google URL. And I'm hitting Make Tiny. Now here's where it's even cooler. You can just copy that to a clipboard, or you can put in here and you can put Review JM Internet. Whoops, Review JM Internet, and you can customize that, right? And you can customize it. So see how I've customized it? So now I can take that URL, print out a postcard, send it an email, and let's pop that into our browser. And look what's going to happen. It's going to go, boom. Here's how you write a review. So that tool allows you to create a nifty, easy way to give out to that happy customer, hey, please review us on Google, which is so important to showing up on Google searches. So it's where social and SEO connect. So it's a really cool, very useful tool that really compensates for Google being so insane as giving us those terrible URLs. So we're zooming through this. I know it's really fast. I've clearly drunk too much coffee before I produced this YouTube. However, let's just sort of, let's go back and let's wrap up. Let's sort of think where we are so we don't get lost. So you're going to register to download and get the social media toolbook, hundreds of amazing free tools for you to really supercharge your social media toolbook. You're going to remember social media is a party and not a prison, and you are throwing the party. That's the way to think about it as a marketer. You've got to have things like invitation, which is your promotion strategy. You've got to have a party theme. Is it serious, like it's on LinkedIn? Is it fun, like it's on Facebook or Instagram? You got to think about the food and entertainment, and don't forget the liquor. I don't think you can have a good party without alcohol. Think about the content that you're going to produce. Is it fun? Is it friendly? Is it going to be a meme? Is it going to be a blog post? You want to use some of the tips and tools that we're doing, and then you want to measure your progress as you go through. All right, so we've gone through content marketing, blogging, Facebook, LinkedIn, local. You're going to circle back and look at some of these, adapt them to your marketing goal, whatever industry you are in. Now let's talk about Instagram. Instagram, of course, huge on the phone, big in the millennial group. Anything that's very visual is very big on Instagram. So here's Tagboard. So I'm going to just actually go up to the top of Tagboard. It's really strong on Instagram. So you go into Tagboard and, you know, again, use anything that you're interested in. Let's say you produce organic food. Type in organic food and it's going to give you some suggestions. Right? Or just say organic. And then it's going to go through, especially Instagram, and it's going to show you all the posts that are occurring. And you can also see all the related hashtags on Instagram. So you can see this is one of my favorites, food porn. So there's a hashtag called food porn, and you can click on that hashtag, and then it's going to show you everybody that's sharing everything about food porn, which is like, oh, wow, this is so crazy. I totally do you not want to eat that. I mean, that looks so incredibly yummy, right? So you're going to look at it, and then what are you going to do? Oh, I don't want to make it. That's too hard. I'm going to go to the restaurant and eat it instead, right? So Tagboard is a great way to discover and see the kinds of posts, especially on Instagram, that people are sharing, get content ideas, get things that you can comment on and share and reshare on Instagram as well. It has the other networks, but it's particularly strong on Instagram. So it's a really wonderful way to explore Instagram as a marketing venue for yourself. Now, Twitter is kind of our troubled child of social media. You know, they've had, I think, at this point, they've had, 140 CEOs at Twitter. So they're on CEO 141 at Twitter, and they're trying to rethink the company and get it to finally actually be serious and grow up and make some money and be usable to someone who's not a total nerd. So Twitter's kind of troubled, I get that, but it's still really important. So if you're using Twitter, if you've loved Twitter, if you see your customer base on Twitter, same issue as on Instagram, you got to find those hashtags. You want to use those hashtags. And again, in my book, in my classes, yes, shameless pitch here, you can learn some of these tactics, such as how to use a hashtag correctly. But let's assume that you know what a hashtag is, you know how to use it. You can go up here and go, gosh, I want to put in the hashtag, San Francisco. What's related to San Francisco? So of course, hashtags have no spaces. So I can do a search for San Francisco, and then I can see what are related tags that are going on here. And so keep it menace, who thought, what is that? You can click on a hashtag and you can see what else is going on, probably some political hashtag or something. And then you can go and see what the top posts are. So whatever your industry is, organic food, you can see what's trending on Twitter, and then you can go and you can see what else. Here's health, and you can see the tweets as well. So this is, again, kind of a discovery tool to find your hashtags on Twitter that you can then use, make a list of, and you can chime in through Twitter as you tweet out your products, your services, your really cool blog posts, etc. So that's super important on Twitter to get those hashtags. Now let's talk about Pinterest. Pinterest is sort of niche-y, right? It's really big in e-commerce, right? If you're sort of catering to the retail demographic, the female demographic, the do-it-yourself demographic, the crafty demographic. It's not that men are not on Twitter, but it's maybe 80% women, and it's very heavy retail. So I just put the main link there to the main tools. Amongst them, pin it button. So you can put the pin it button on your e-commerce website, make it really easy for people who love Pinterest to click and share your content on Pinterest, your Pinterest analytics, so you can learn what's going on your Pinterest account, and rich pins, which are really important if you're selling products. It allows you to basically feed Pinterest information such as the cost, etc. So that's a rich pin. So those are all your Pinterest tools. All right, let's talk about YouTube as we sort of wrap up our really quick lightning tour of my favorite tools out of our new 2016 social media toolbook. Again, huge compilation of amazing free tools for social media. Yes, it's true. It's yours at the zero low cost of nothing if you just register using the link in the YouTube description below. So let's talk about YouTube. So YouTube, of course, the #1 video network. I just want to show you an interesting thing that I think a lot of people aren't really aware of is, again, let's just use organic food. Say we're producing organic food. We want to see what are people doing on YouTube. So let's do a YouTube search on organic food. And we want to produce content that people like, that people want to consume. So we don't want to produce a really super boring video that has 2 views. We want to create a video that people actually are interested in. And the best way to do that is to do some research. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to YouTube. And you're going to zoom in there. I'm going to zoom in here. You're going to type your keyword into the search box. You're going to go over to filters. And generally, you don't want to see something from 5 years ago. What's kind of going on in the last year? So we're going to click last year. We're going to go back to filter. We're going to click view count. So by using this filter button over here, and my keyword theme, and I'm going to produce some videos, I can see what are the most viewed, most engaging videos on that topic. So #1, whoa, calm down. #1 is the organic effect, which is, let's switch from conventional food to organic and see, what's going on. So this has 5.4 million views. Clearly, people are really interested in that. You can see what are people interested in on YouTube, and then guess what? You can create similar content that's more likely to be shared, informative, provocative, useful on the YouTube network. Okay, so here's your homework. You're going to get the social media toolbook. You're going to realize that social media is a party and not a prison. You're going to realize that you're not a warden. You're actually throwing the party. You're going to try to throw a really awesome party. I haven't really talked about invitations and promotion. That's covered in my workbook. You're going to have a party theme, serious, fun, etc. You're going to think about the content that you're going to produce. You're going to use some of the tips and tools and tricks that I've shown you, and you're going to measure your progress. Again, I'm not really covering that in this very short video. I've gone through YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., shown you some of my favorite tools and give you hopefully some food for thought. And then let's sort of wrap up our little experience here on YouTube. So we're going to remember social media is a party and not a prison, right? You cannot have your CEO get up and have her give her super boring annual statement. No, not going to work. They're going to leave. So you have to tell that CEO, no, we cannot put that on our YouTube channel. It's too boring. So you're going to have to produce content that's interesting, that's fun, that's yummy, just like good food at a party, that's going to attract and engage those prospects and customers. You're going to brainstorm your invitations. They don't promote themselves. Don't forget the real world. You're going to use the real world to promote the social and vice versa. Lots of interesting food for thought there. We've talked a lot about content. You're going to brainstorm your own content. You're going to use things like Feedly and Hootsuite to be a machine so you can keep the party coming, keep the food going, keep the entertainment going. So it's very organized, very systematic to keep that party hopping by producing good content on a regular basis. You're going to go into your various social media networks, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, etc., and determine, hey, are those customers really there? What are they doing? Are they our customers? What are they excited and engaged in? Use tools like BuzzSumo to see what are they excited and engaging in so I can produce content that they actually like. Then I'm going to use, hey, what are the tricks and tools for Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram that can really help me be that amazing party thrower? And then we're going to have metrics, and we're never going to stop learning. We're going to measure what's going on, and we're going to get better and better and better and better as we get to be better party throwers. So that, my friends, is a very quick expose out of our new social media toolbook with tips and tricks and